one of the things that is like the hardest thing for people to understand is how America makes their money. And one of the probably most golden ways that I've ever heard was literally through the cash flow quadrant. So the cash flow quadrant was written by Robert Kiyosaki, and he's talking about basically no matter how you make your money in America, you're going to fall into one of four quadrants. Okay, it's going to talk about the employee, it's going to talk about the self-employed person, and then it's going to talk about the business owner and then the investor. This blew my freaking mind because all the way up to this point, I knew I was supposed to go to school, get me some good grades, get me a good job, hopefully work the next 30 years, and retire, so to speak. But then when I started learning these things, man, it's just crazy how it blew my mind. The thing that is so tough is that people want something from somebody. They aspire to be somebody in life, and they have people, books, audios, mentorship that can get them to that position, and they decide to listen to the people that don't have the quality of life that they want this person's lifestyle. Hopefully it's a lifestyle that's worth going for. But then they listen to all their friends and their family or the people that hate, that can't teach them how to get what they want, to get this person's lifestyle. So I want y'all to pay attention and just understand where you fall in this quadrant. So what he's saying, Robert Kiyosaki is saying, so there's 4 different ways that America's paid, or how you receive your money, you'll fall in one of these quadrants. Depending upon where you fall in this quadrant, it determines your quality of life and how high or low that quality of life is. That your quality of life is strictly dependent upon how much control you have over your time and your money. Okay? So think about this. Most of America falls right in this first part of this quadrant as an employee. You know what I mean? You are going to work for somebody in order to make money, right? So as the employee, you don't have any control over your time or your money. Someone else tells you when to be there, how much money you are going to make, as long as you're there, and then sometimes like what to wear, when you can go to the bathroom, all these things, and you don't have any control over time on the 2 things that you need to have control over in order to have a quality of life. Think about whenever you first got that first job and you were very, very excited about it, and you told everybody, you told your friends, and man, I just got a job, I'm out of college and all that stuff. Everybody's excited. They probably hugged you and all that good jazz. But 2 or 3 or 4 years down the line, what happened? You start finding out some people you didn't like at the job. You start finding out your boss wasn't treating you the way that he or she said she was. There's some empty promises that wasn't happening. And 2 or 3 or 4 years down the line, you quit that job and you go get another job, right? Expecting for things to be different. It starts the whole cycle back over. You excited. You went, hugged. Everybody got hugged. You got hugs and stuff from the people that you told you got a new job. They were excited about it. You probably posted on Facebook, social media, and all that stuff. 2 or 3 or 4 years down the line, people you don't like, overworked, underpaid, boss got you some empty promises and stuff, or you got laid off, and people leave that job, the second job, go get another job. They keep going on this like hamster wheel of wondering, how come nothing ever changes? Because it is meant for the employer. You know what I mean? That there's a boss there that's keeping your quality of life stuck where it is, because you don't get to control your time and your money. So what a lot of people do is they venture out of employment, they fire their boss in a sense, and they go into self-employment. Now here we go, self-employed, you do control your time and your money. But you still trade it. You know what I mean? These are doctors, these are lawyers, these are dentists. Craziest thing is everybody runs and goes and gets a freaking real estate license. I'm gonna go get in real estate. It was a great thought process, early, because it was a way to make part-time income and you didn't have to trade so much time for it. Issue is now everybody named mama got a real estate license, but let's say we wanted to be the best realtors in Dallas, so we go sell a whole bunch of houses all day long, right? If we are out selling houses, we will make a lot of money. But if we're out selling houses all day long, what are we giving up with our friends and our family? Time. Because we're still trading time for money. We can decide to go on a month-long vacation. If we're on a month-long vacation, we didn't sell any houses, we got time, but we gave up our money. Because 100% of that is coming off of us. 100% of the effort coming off of one person. So what was I starting to, I was learning this out of the quadrant very, very well, okay? Very well. But if I get sick or if I die, my money stops. And that's where people don't understand. People are so self-reliant. Like, I just got to rely on myself. I got to rely on myself. That sounds good until you can no longer rely on yourself. And your money stops. So most wealthy people will tell you, you need to figure out how to go from 100% off of you to 1% off 100 people. Because this is the only way you get leverage. Adding more hours into your day. We all have 24 hours in our day. If you stayed up a full day, you have stayed up 24 hours, right? So how do you get more hours in your man hours in your day? You got to add more people. You got 100 people, now you got 2,400 man hours. You can get more things done throughout the day. And the way to do that is to become a business owner. The business owner, the true business owner, owns a system. He or she is in control of her time and her money, and they get it at the same time. People think self-employment is business ownership. It's not. Robert Kiyosaki said you own the job, you own the title, right? But you're still trading time for money because it still relies on you. The business owner owns a system. Everybody else works in that system. The business owner doesn't have to be there for like up to 6 months at a time, but still makes money, okay? Think about this. If you think about your favorite fast food restaurant, let's say we went into Chick-fil-A and got chicken sandwiches and stuff, whatever. They didn't mess up my order, but they messed up your order. You probably will not cause a scene, but when you get to the counter, you ask to speak to the manager. Why don't we ever ask to speak to the owner of that particular Chick-fil-A franchise? You daggone right, because he or she's not there, but still made money off the little chicken sandwiches, right? Or chicken nuggets or whatever. Now, Chick-fil-A tastes great, but are you passionate? Just think for a second. Are you passionate in life about chicken nuggets and French fries and mopping floors and salt and all that stuff? Probably not. That doesn't wake you up in the morning. But if somebody were to give you a Chick-fil-A franchise store, you'd probably take it. Because what? It's going to make you money. And you don't have to be there 40 hours a week slaving away for that money. Now, what can you do with that money? If you got that coming in passively, you can do whatever you're passionate about. I always say the joke, man, people do not buy McDonald's for them nasty burgers. They don't buy them for them burgers. They buy it for that passive income that they don't have to keep showing up for, okay? And then they can take that money and do whatever they're passionate about. You know what I mean? You don't have to be passionate about what vehicle you are creating to fund your passion, okay? So the business owner is in control of his and her money and get it at the same time. End all goal, once you start making enough money, you can now invest that money, okay? You can invest that money, and that money will start, the compound interest, the power of compound interest sets in for you, okay? You kind of turn your dollars into employees at that point, and you have a higher quality of life on this side because you're in control of the two things that you need to be in control of, and you get them at the same time. Okay, now, if I asked you which side of this quadrant would you rather make your money on, if you woke up tomorrow in the morning, you had the choice to make it on this side of the quadrant or on this side, which one would you choose? The right side. Everybody chooses this side. The question is this: if everybody chooses this side, why the heck is everybody really over here? What do you think the number one reason is Robert Kiyosaki would talk about? Some people say money, some people say knowledge, and I don't open a business because I don't know what to do. I can't buy McDonald's because it's $1.5 million and some change or somewhere around in that neighborhood. But the main reason typically is fear. People too daggone scared. They just scared to do it. 8 out of 10 businesses fail within the first 2 years, I think. So you're scared that, like, man, I don't want. What if it doesn't work? I got responsibilities and all this stuff, so I just never ever, they never give it a shot. I think it goes deeper than the fear of failure. I think it goes like to the fear of criticism. People give it a shot, but they get criticized by friends and family members and people that do not have the quality of life that they want, and they quit. You know what I mean? If you never got into owning a financial agency, or you never got into opening, buying a McDonald's or something like that, and then you got friends or people that, family or acquaintances, whatever, that's talking you out of it, you can never win in that business. You can't do that. You can't. And people listen to that and they quit. That drives me nuts. I don't understand it. But that is the reason that people don't end up on this side of the quadrant typically. So what I help people do, what we do, is we show people how to move through this quadrant on a part-time basis. It made total sense to me to be working at DCAT and building a business on the side, so that over time, if the business starts making more money than my job, and it provides me a legacy, it provides me ownership, something that I can have and give to my kids, that made total sense to me. So now I can alleviate this fear, because worst case scenario, I learned a little bit about business 90 days in, 6 months in or whatever, and then I hate it. I still got my freaking job. I'm back at square one. I didn't sacrifice anything. So I hope that brought you guys value on just understanding, where do you fall in this quadrant, and why are you struggling on increasing your quality of life? Well, if you're not getting on this side of the quadrant, it's going to be very, very, very hard. So I'd encourage you, man, find something that can get you there. I don't know if it's going to be anything that we do, but find something that will get you there. And hopefully it'll change some things for you like it's been changing for me. Love y'all.